In astrology, the sun represents many things, starting with the soul's expression of purpose, physical reality, or the core of who you are. It also represents your vitality, your life force, your energy, your consciousness. It represents your ego, your higher self, or your soul purpose. It is a very powerful planet, and its placement in different signs can signify and affect your life greatly. So let's talk about the sun in each zodiacal sign. Hi, I'm Patricia Tate with WillowGraceMystic.com, and to hear updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So let's talk about Aries. So people with the sun in Aries, they tend to be these natural leaders. They have this charismatic presence. It draws other people towards them. They possess strong willpower and a lot of determination. It makes them extremely fiercely independent. They're ambitious. They're the type of people that if they walk into a room, you definitely notice them. And they're likely to set these very high goals for themselves, and they want to pursue them with passion and conviction. The sun in Aries, they can be very confident, optimistic. They're enthusiastic, and they tend to have this positive attitude towards life. It makes them extremely resilient and capable of handling many challenges or challenging situations. They're also very outgoing, they're friendly, you have a talent for public speaking and acting, as well as a sense of self and a very, very strong sense of confidence. It is very, on the opposite end of the spectrum, Aries, people with Aries sun, they can also make you like this is a little bit of egotistical, maybe even overbearing at times. Maybe you come across as sometimes being dominant or even bossy at times, which this can sometimes create conflicts in your personal and professional relationships. You may also be prone to taking unnecessary risks because people with sun in Aries, they go after things head first without thinking. You can be very impulsive in your actions, and in terms of career, people with sun in Aries, you excel in fields that require you to just take the lead, to be in front of people, to take leadership. You're successful in fields like politics, being an entrepreneur, management, leading a team or a team of management. Or you can use your leadership qualities or leadership skills to achieve your goals. You may also excel in creative fields like acting or modeling or music because there's a sense of confidence that's very strong in you. You just have this natural charisma or confidence that helps you just to stand out. So sun in Aries, people, they're natural born leaders. They have this strong sense of identity with strong charismatic personality, and you tend to have a very positive outlook, and you impact people around you that you want to inspire them to help them achieve their goals. And you tend to bring out the leadership qualities of others by leading the other people. You also tend to be very mindful of others, so you need to be mindful of your ego and try to avoid being too domineering or too impulsive with your actions. So as long as you're aware of your ego and you apply your actions accordingly, you are going to make a great leader. So let's talk about the sun in Taurus. Now, a sun in Taurus person, you are very concerned with your finances, your possessions, material comforts, and your self-worth. You tend to be a person of self-worth, and you identify closely with things that are tied to your material possessions and financial success. You tend to be highly ambitious and have this strong desire to want to accumulate wealth and positions and things. You're very driven by the need for financial security, the desire for material comforts. You may also have a talent for making money, and you may be drawn to careers that offer financial security and financial rewards. The sun in Taurus, it implies that you have a strong sense of self-worth, and you may take pride in your possessions and these material achievements, and you may feel confident about your abilities to achieve financial success. You may not be shy about displaying your wealth and your status, as well as it can sometimes make you a little materialistic or overly attached to your possessions. You may become sometimes too focused on accumulating wealth that it may lead to maybe neglecting other parts of your life, such as your relationships or your personal growth. People with their sun in Taurus, you tend to likely have a natural talent for public speaking and communication because it represents all types of effective communicating that with your words, because you know that words have influence over other people. You may have a talent for sales or marketing. You may be very persuasive with your ability to persuade other people, and you can have them achieve their financial goals. Overall, this is about you being very ambitious and driven and material values and wanting success and being proud of your possessions. So you're going to have this strong desire for financial security. And you're going to need to be mindful of not becoming too materialistic so that you can focus on a healthy balance between your financial goals and other aspects of your life. So Sun in Gemini. So Sun in Gemini are very good at communication, talking, taking in information. They can be a chatterbox. You tend to be very confident communicators because you have this natural talent for public speaking, for writing, or for forms of creative expression. You may also have a way with words that you can be very easily, you can use them to influence other people through your communication skills. You're highly intellectual, may have several different languages or understand many. You also enjoy learning and acquiring knowledge. People with the sun in Gemini, they have these strong bonds with like younger siblings. They just seem younger. They also tend to take on leadership roles within their peer group. They tend to be very confident, and you're assertive in your interactions with other people, and you actually enjoy engaging with debates. Anything that requires a conversation between you and somebody else, discussions. The sun in Gemini also makes you somewhat opinionated, and you can sometimes be stubborn in the way that you're thinking because you have a tendency to dominate conversations or sometimes be overly critical of other people's opinions. Sometimes you are wanting to give your opinion, and sometimes you need to take in the other person's thoughts and ideas and communication. You have strong communication skills, so you can use it for journalism or for writing or teaching. You probably will have a talent for sales or marketing where you can use your strong communication skills. You can be very persuasive, so your ability to persuade other people to help them achieve their goals or their fields is great. You can be the cheerleader of others. You can be very confident, articulate with this natural talent to communicate and to learn and have a strong bond with younger siblings or with younger people in general. And you may take on leadership within peer groups. You need to be mindful not to be too opinionated, not too stubborn or too critical in your thinking, and be a little bit more open-minded and considerate of other people's perspectives. So let's dive into Cancer. So the sun in Cancer represents how you feel about your home, your family, your emotions, your feelings, your well-being. It's the comforts of life and the sun's placement with having your sun in Cancer that indicate that you have your self-worth and your identity that's closely tied to your family, your home life, your feelings, your emotion, your intuition. You make decisions based on the tides, whether they come in or they go out. I think of it as the crab coming in and out and changing your mind, changing your opinions on things. People with the sun in Cancer, they tend to be deeply connected to their families. They may take on a strong leadership role within their household, and they're very proud of their family heritage. You have this strong attachment to your roots, your traditions. The sun's placement in Cancer suggests that your emotional well-being and your sense of security is closely tied to everything that has to do with your home life. You may feel the need to create a nurturing and supportive environment for yourself and your loved ones. And it can make you the person who sometimes is overly attached to their family and their home. And it can sometimes lead to reluctance to leave your comfort zone. You may struggle with separation anxiety, and this is with children leaving home or you leaving home or parents leaving their home. Maybe you have a difficulty adjusting to new environments. You can be really attached to the comforts of a home life. You excel in fields that involve working with people in your community, such as real estate, social work, public service, counseling. You can have a strong talent for interior design or home decorating because you want people to be comfortable. You want to feed them, nurture them, take care of them, only if you feel connected to them and within your home. You express your creativity and wanting to create this comfortable and nurturing environment, not only for yourself, but for your loved ones. The sun in Cancer can also signify someone who is deeply connected to their family and home life, but take on this strong leadership within the household, and they now feel so comfortable at home that maybe you can be too attached and not wanting people to leave the home or not wanting to change your home. And so sometimes that can hold you or other people that live within your home back from exploring new environments or new experiences. So now let's take a look at the sun in Leo. So Leo suns are very creative. They like romance, children, hobbies, being childlike. The sun's placement with Leo can indicate your sense of identity and self-expression is closely tied to these areas. So people with the sun in Leo tend to be very creative. Their expression, they like to enjoy taking risks with their pursuits, and they have this natural talent for arts, whether it be music or dance or theater, or they enjoy performing and showcasing, like, look at me, I'm the sun and Leo and I want to show my work, to be the center of attention. The sun in Leo, people, they tend to have this strong desire for romance and this excitement and passion of new relationships. They can also be attracted to individuals who share creative interests. Now, if you have your sun in Leo, you want to pursue your passions and you have this strong connection with children, and maybe you take on a leadership role with their upbringing and raising children or teaching children, whether it be through art or music. They're very involved with children's upbringing, and they may also enjoy spending time with their own children or of other people's children. They also tend to have a talent for teaching, mentoring young people. However, sun and Leo people, they can make the person, it can make you like overly focused in your pursuits and your desires, leading to a tendency to sometimes be a little self-centered or arrogant. And it can be seen as seeking attention from others for your own gain. You excel in fields that involve creativity, such as arts and entertainment, but you also have to balance it with bringing other people in, shining your light on other people. You can mentor, particularly in areas that are arts and creative pursuits. The sun in Leo, you're really good at expressing things and taking risks in pursuit of your desire for romance, or having these romantic affairs, or spending time with children and enjoying raising them. So being a parent or being childlike, being involved with children's upbringing. And so be mindful not to become too self-centered or too arrogant in your pursuits of enjoyment, and be open to considering other people's perspectives. All right, so let's take a look at the sun in Virgo. Now, Virgo suns, they tend to be organized, detail-oriented, concerned with mental, physical, spiritual health, well-being, wanting to be of service to others in their community and their daily routines. Oftentimes, they are harder on themselves, so you're harder on yourself than anybody else could ever be. People with the sun in Virgo, your sense of identity and your self-expression is closely tied to your work and your service to others. And how do you maintain this healthy routine, whether it be through vitamins or doctors or physical routine, yoga. So if you have a sun in Virgo, it makes you very hardworking. You are very self-oriented, or to the service of others, and wanting to support others, wanting to help them. And it's about taking on leadership roles in your workplace and in your community so that you can be recognized for your dedication, your hard work. The sun in Virgo, you place a high value on maintaining this healthy routine, taking care of things, keeping everything neat and organized and structured. Your physical health, you're interested in wellness, different types of practices, and you often enjoy leading others in the healthy pursuit of good health and wellness. It can make you very focused on your work and your service, which can sometimes lead you to have a tendency to maybe neglect your own needs and oftentimes to become workaholics. You can sometimes struggle with boundaries and may find it difficult to say no to other people when you're exhausted and they're asking you to volunteer for one more thing. Just put one more thing on your plate. You're very available to help and to be of service to everyone, but you have to be cautious about not overlooking your own needs. You want to excel in these fields that involve service to others, which can include healthcare, social work, teaching, wellness practices, fitness, nutrition, yoga, like being a yoga teacher, a fitness coach, a nutritionist, anything that takes on something that you could be of service to others to have them be better humans, better for their health, their physical, their mental, their spiritual well-being. Do not forget that you should not neglect your own needs and become a workaholic. Sun in Virgo, there are sometimes health concerns or illnesses in placements that when you get diagnosed, it's about shining a light on these issues that you have to be able to put yourself first and not always be in such service to others that it's a form of like slavery to the work, or it's about you wanting to help care for others. But if you don't care for yourself first, you cannot care for others. You have to make sure that at some point you find out what your health connection is, in that you can do both. I can give to others, but I have to first take care of myself. All right, so let's discuss the sun in Libra. Now, Libra represents the scales. It's negotiation, it's partnership, it's marriage, it's relationships with other people. A Libra sun indicates what is yours with a sense of self-identity and self-expression, and you make really great negotiators. You are naturally beautiful. You don't like arguing. You like to find this happy balance between these two people, these two parties, so that there is no arguing. It's closely tied to all relationships that you have with people, because you're very charming, you're sociable, you enjoy being in partnership with others. You are drawn to partnerships with individuals who are confident and successful. You want to help them further their own ambitions. The sun's placement in Leo, this suggests that you're the person who has this strong desire for recognition, but you seek out these partnerships that can bring it to a social status of prestige. You have this talent for negotiations. You excel in business. You excel in partnerships or in deal making. It also can sometimes make you overly focused on your own desires and the needs, that it can lead to a tendency to maybe dominate or control your partners, because you are so good at the verbal bantering back and forth and negotiating, because you listen to all sides of what everybody is saying. You're always rolling it over in your head of predicting what is the next person going to say. So you can sometimes struggle with compromising yourself. You want other people to compromise, but struggling with yourself. Sometimes you find it difficult to see things from somebody else's perspective. You really can excel in fields involving partnerships where you negotiate, such as business, law, public relations. you have this talent for diplomacy and conflict resolutions. So overall with this, you're charming and you enjoy these partnerships, you're drawn to them, and your social status, you need to be very mindful that you don't become focused on other people's needs and desires that your own suffer because of. All right, so let's talk about the sun in Scorpio. So Scorpio. People with the sun in Scorpio, you are deep, you are magnetic. You either draw people in or they are repelled. You are dark and secretive. You believe in transparency from others, transformation. You want to uncover what is hidden. That includes knowledge, shared resources. You care very deeply for others. If they are within your circle, you are in. If not, you are reserved. You stand back and want to get to know them deeply, get to know them before you share deeply your inner thoughts, your inner feelings. You are interested in life and death and the fascination with the occult. Subjects such as spiritual practices can be you can be drawn into, and it's transformative for you. These experiences can actually help you undergo significant transformation in your life throughout this entire lifetime. The people with sun in Scorpio, you are very comfortable with your shared resources or other people's money, and you may be able to generate wealth through these joint ventures or inheritances. You also have a talent for investing or managing financial resources. You can show up as a person who can be overly focused on power and controlling. You really want to be in control, be the person of power. And it can sometimes lead you to a tendency to manipulate other people or to become overly secretive. And there can be this struggle with trust issues between you and others. And you can find it difficult to share your own resources or to be vulnerable to other people. I mean, once they're in, you trust them, but until they get to that point, there's this huge barrier between you and them. You excel in fields that involve research and investigation, such as science, psychology, detective work. You can have a talent for anything that has to do with shared resources or working in finance or taxes or anything that's underground or anything that's secretive. It's also could involve inheritances, like knowing things. You want to uncover what is hidden and wanting to know the bottom line of everything. When you know that, then you feel safe and secure in your own environment. You want to know secrets from people, but sharing them is another issue. You will find that in your lifetime that people will share their secrets with you because you are an excellent secret keeper. And so you will find that people will share crazy things, topics that are taboo. You're okay to talk about them. You're okay to hear them. You are really good at keeping them. You are the type of person that people will share these private, intimate things with, and know that you will go to your grave keeping that secret. All right, so let's look at the sun in Sagittarius. Now, Sagittarius suns, they're into higher learning, higher education, philosophy, wanting to understand spirituality, religion. The sun in Sagittarius basically shows that you are deeply interested in understanding higher knowledge. You have this strong desire to pursue higher education. It doesn't necessarily mean going on and getting a master's or a doctorate, but it does mean exploring all types of knowledge, to take the deep dive into and want to understand the bigger picture of things. Spiritual teachings. You're drawn towards travel and fascination with foreign cultures and religions. You most likely have this strong sense of morality and ethics, and you could be drawn to causes and movements that align with your core values. You're often a natural leader, and you can inspire others through your beliefs, through your convictions of you sharing it and speaking about it, and to have this vision of seeing the bigger picture of, I want to follow you, I trust you. The sun in Sag, look, I love sun in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the Santa Claus of the zodiac. It is fun and jovial and great to be around. They are the life of the party. They're also, look, 3 drinks is great. 1 extra is 1 drink too many. They can go there. They can be sometimes overly dogmatic, or sometimes you can be preachy. Sometimes you have a tendency to impose your belief on other people. And sometimes you can struggle to adapt to different cultures and their belief systems because you have this firm belief. So you just want to understand it, dive deep, and learn about it. You will excel in fields that involve all types of higher knowledge in education, such as academia, law, religious studies, and you can be drawn to professions that are related to travel or international business, diplomacy, or the sun in Sagittarius, you're deeply interested in travel and philosophy and spirituality. This strong morality and ethics. You just need to be mindful not to impose your beliefs on others, and to share your vision with others, because that's what the ultimate goal is. All right. So sun in Capricorn. Now, sun in Capricorn, this brings to light your reputation. You're interested in your public image. You are highly ambitious, and you have this strong desire to achieve success and recognition in your chosen profession. You know what it takes to do something over the long haul, slow and steady, to get to the top of the mountain, to leave your mark on society, to leave a legacy. There's a mountain to climb, and you know you have to do it. Well, you have to make sure that you're climbing the right mountain. You can be drawn to careers that allow you to exercise leadership, authority. You might be skilled in managing people and resources. You are really good at repurposing things, because why get rid of something if you can reuse it or redo it? This could be wood carving, like to take something and repurpose it, or to go back and antiques. You have this strong sense of self-discipline. You can be highly focused on achieving your goals and having this strong work ethic that you are willing to put in the extra efforts towards achieving your success. This can also make you overly concerned with your public image, leading to a tendency to prioritize your reputation over your personal well-being and relationships that may also, you may struggle with balancing professional and personal life. Because sun in Capricorn, you're likely to excel in these fields that involve your leadership, your management with business and politics and public service. And you're drawn to these professions that can be related to the arts because you have this talent for showcasing on the public stage, on the arena. This is wanting to leave your mark on society, being highly ambitious and being focused on achieving your success and leaving a lasting memorial or a legacy behind. Your leadership skills, you need to be mindful that you don't become overly concerned with your public image, and that you do spend some time playing and enjoying things in life. All work and no play is not good for you. Make sure that you take care of your personal well-being and your relationships. All right, so let's take a look at the sun in Aquarius. People with Aquarius sun, you are unique. You are like the stroke of genius. Why follow the rules? You are the rule breakers. You stand up for others. You represent the social networks with your friendships and your aspirations. You have these hopes, these dreams. You tend to be highly social, and you have these large circle of friends and acquaintances that you can be drawn to these groups and organizations, but you want to be separate from. You want to be unique, but part of the group as a whole. You want to align with other people based on your values and your interests. They can be skilled in what they're doing. And so you want to make sure that who you network with, that you're building these social connections, especially with these large groups of people that you're dealing with, or these large numbers, that you share these personal goals, that you share the vision for the future. That's what you're highly motivated about. You want to achieve success in your chosen field, although your status and your popularity, it can lead to a tendency of you need to prioritize your social connections with your personal growth. Maybe not being so idealistic or optimistic, leading to disappointment or disillusionment. People with Sun in Aquarius, they really excel in fields that involve networking or community, because you want to be this part of this group. You want to support the group, but you want to be alone and unique and separate. And so it's needing time away. So you're good at community building. You're good at marketing. You make excellent social activists. Maybe a media planner or an event planner. You are drawn to these professions that are related to technology or innovations, where these ideas can be shared with a wider audience. Remember that you are not the rule follower, and you look at things and it's a stroke of genius of, why should we do this? It's always been done like this. We should try something new. You're skilled at networking and building these social connections with these large numbers. So be mindful not to be overly concerned with your social status at the expense of your personal growth or your individuality. All right, so Sun in Pisces. I love Sun in Pisces. This is generally someone who is highly introspective, highly intuitive, the dreamer, a deep interest in spiritual and mystical experiences, drawn to meditation and yoga and other practices that allow you to connect with your inner self, to connect with the divine, to connect with being one with the universe. You may have like this sixth sense of connecting to earth and animals and people and needing time alone to disconnect. You tend to isolate or have this detachment from the outer world. You can sometimes be more comfortable with spending time alone. Like you really actually enjoy spending time alone, and you'd rather sit by yourself than to sit in group or be with others, especially if you're picking up their energy, they're negative, or they are taking so much from you. You have this sense of uneasiness almost in going into large groups and gatherings and crowds, because you enjoy your own company. You enjoy connecting first with yourself and the universe, and then with others, but in smaller groups. People with Sun in Pisces, you can feel overly concerned with your inner world, which can then lead you to have this tendency to be a little bit withdrawn from the outer world. And you can neglect your practical responsibilities. Sometimes you can struggle with self-doubt or feelings of inadequacy, which can hinder you in your personal growth and your personal development. Sun in Pisces, you're just so highly intuitive. You're the last sign of the zodiac. You've taken everything and learned everything. It's the most, the one that has all of the signs combined, and you can excel in fields that involve spirituality or healing practices such as counseling, psychology, alternative medicine. You can also be drawn to professions that include the arts, where you can express your inner world or your emotions, maybe working with animals or healing of. The Sun in Pisces people, you are individuals that are highly introspective, you're spiritually inclined, and you have this sense of isolation and detachment. So you need to be mindful not to become too absorbed in your inner world that you forget that you have these personal growth or personal goals of needing to connect to the outer world. So I hope that you got something from all of this. I would love to hear your comments in the comment section down below. For more on this, please like and subscribe.